Hi, it's Rob from the Bobsphere. I've got Pumpkin behind me. Hi, Pumpkin. And this is my last top 10 list. No, it's not a book one, it's going to be my favorite albums. I started out as a music journalist, and that's still in me. I'm always looking for the latest thing. I like the established stuff as well. There are quite a few in this top 10. This year was a bit disappointing music wise, not the content, me personally, because I ordered a lot of albums and they haven't arrived yet. The last time I received an album was in September. Robert, why don't you go track them down? No, because they will arrive at some point, as what has happened in the past. Robert, why don't you go and listen to Spotify? No, I hate Spotify. I cannot absorb an album that way. I have tried and I have failed completely. This year I said, okay, let's go to Spotify, you know, raging and roaring, and no, damn squib. Forget it. I can only take the physical product. Okay, so let's start. 10 to number 1. Number 10, HAIM, Women Music Part 3. Now, HAIM were always good. I liked their debut. I thought it was half good, though. The second half, the songs weren't that exciting. The second album didn't have a hit, but it was solid, which is good. Good songs. This is a mixture of everything. So, there are great songs. It's a very well paced album. There are moments where you're going to dance. There's moments that will get your feet tapping. They went all pop, and it's a great move. They always were pop. Now it's more than ever. But it's quite intelligently done. Now, Jarvis, or Jarv is. Anyway, this is Beyond the Pale. This, I guess, is his third solo album. I've been following his career. I'm a child of Britpop, so Pulp were a big band for me growing up, and I've always followed Jarvis's solo career. Now he's done dance before. It's mostly an electronic album, under the guise of Relaxed Muscle, and he also, I think, it was an album called Different Strokes, or he called the group Different Strokes, something like that. He had a hand in that. That was in the early 2000s. And then he had two solo albums. And then after that, a collaboration with the Canadian pianist Chili Gonzalez. Now, I know I'm saying a lot. With the exception of the Chili Gonzalez collaboration, I think his post pulp output is not that good. He is an excellent lyricist, and sometimes that comes out, but I don't know. He feels lonely, and that's my opinion. This one, it's a return to form. I really like it. It's very dancey, in that, but not really, get up in the middle of the floor and start pumping. I mean, I wouldn't be able to DJ any of the tracks here. Maybe Must You Evolve, maybe. But it's good. You tap your head, shake your head a little bit. Good stuff. And lyrically, it's amazing as always. So if you're a bit disappointed in Jarvis's solo career, this one will, make you feel restore that faith again. Okay, next, Jessie Ware, What's Your Pleasure at number 8. Wow. Oh, again, I like Jessie Ware, but I've always felt like there was something lacking in her albums. I've always wanted her to make something full of bangers. This is an album full of bangers. Maybe with the exception of one or two tracks, this will get you going. This is a DJ's delight. This is something everyone who loves intelligent pop music will adore. Very highly recommended, and it's for me a career best. Next, Everything is Recorded, Friday Forever. Now, is Recorded is a kind of super group led by Russell of XL Recordings. I think his name's Russell Richards. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Everything is Recorded is a mixture of mostly bands on the XL label, not the big name ones or the low level. I don't care really, as long as the music is good, and it's fabulous. It's some bits soul, some bits hip hop. The beats are amazing, as with every XL product nearly. And yeah, I really liked it. It did not take me by surprise. I had a feeling it would be a step up from their debut, and it is. It's a little bit more darker in places, a bit more clubby. It's a very good going out record. I mean, well, I know we were in lockdown, but say you're going out for a Saturday night, you put this on. It'll get you in the mood. Okay, so now this is Makana McCraven redoing. I think it's Jill Scott Heron. I'm going to say. Now this is. I mean, for a person who doesn't listen to too much jazz, this was a total earworm. This was the first album I got in 2020, and I've been listening to it a lot. Now, We're New Here was an album that Jill Scott Heron recorded back in 2010, and it samples Kanye. It's very good. It's a return to form album, which was on Excel. Then it was copied later on by Jamie XX, and now this is the second reinterpretation. It's a jazz one. Trust me. If you listen to all three back to back, you're in for an experience. And I think of the two remake albums, this is the better one. Wow. You'll be amazed at the sounds that are coming out. And it doesn't lose any of the tenderness and anger of the original Jill Scott Heron album. Next one, Phoebe Bridgers and Punisher. Now, it's kind of inevitable. This was going to appear on the list. This has been, everyone's been mentioning it, and there's a good reason why. Phoebe Bridgers is one of the best songwriters that I've heard in a long time. She really knows how to write a lyric. Amazing stuff. They stick to your head like that. And with the melodies, they just complement each other. What? It's like, it's already an A student. I'm doing an A plus piece of work. Kyoto is my favorite track. I prefer there some more upbeat ones, but I am not complaining. This album is very satisfying. I got this in July. I was a little bit down due to the world situation. This was a good pick me up. You feel this. Phoebe Bridgers has this way of creating solitude, and you feel you're part of that while listening to her. So this one, this because there's the shine of the jewel case. Let's take it out. Whoops! Oh my goodness. Okay. This is Bob Vylan, spelled Bobvylan. Let me just double check myself, see if I would never expect myself to like this, but I couldn't stop listening to this album. This is We Live Here. It's only 18 minutes, but it's packed a punch. I mean, once you're finished it, you're going to listen to it another 10 times. This is a very political album about the state of Britain today and how people treat, I guess you can say, Anglo-Africans, yeah. And the state and the attitudes. It's a very rough album. It's like this beast with teeth in it. It's a mostly dance. Well, I wouldn't say dance music, not drum and bass. There's grime and hip hop, yeah, but really rough and ragged, and it's in your face. No subtlety whatsoever, none. And I love that. This just bears everything, especially the anger. It's probably the most political album I own, other than the Manic Street Preachers. So yes, if you want some recorded anarchy, this is your album. Number 3. Well, which way would this be? Yeah, okay. Yves Tumor, Heaven to a Tortured Mind. This is like soul music taken to another dimension. I won't say I haven't heard anything like that before, but it's pretty damn close. And some bits, there's a lot of a soul element, but there's some rock ones too, even Britpop. 2 tracks sound like Blur, 13 era Blur. And his voice is just awesome. It's like it just belts through like that. Mostly love, these albums are about other things. Pain, heartbreak. But it's so good. It's like each track is gold. This one's like highly, highly recommended. Now, I haven't heard his debut. I think it's his second album. Just, oh. Again, another one I kept on returning to during the summer and autumn months. It's a good walking album. Now, this is something more of the Bob of his youth would listen to. This is Porch Radio, and album is Every Bad. You see, back then, you see how I'm losing it a bit? Back then, I would know the titles. Right now, it's something that doesn't care. It's just the music which sticks out. So this is angsty, full-on guitar rock. Sounds like something from the 90s. Exactly something from the 90s. So if you're a fan of Britpop and things like that, do check this out. It's like let's say, think of it if PJ Harvey had a full-on indie rock band. Kind of like your debut Dry, except with better production. Think of that. It's excellent. And it works on all levels, the lyrics and everything. So that's number 2. Number 1 is the album I listened to nearly every day once I received it. I listened to it when I was in lockdown. I was in quarantine as well, and I couldn't stop listening to it. And then it accompanied me on every walk, every bus ride, everywhere, is Caribou and Suddenly. Caribou can do no wrong. I like all his albums. I've been following him ever since he was called Manitoba. So he goes under the name Dan Snaith. But what I have noticed is that the rave element in his music is becoming more and more pronounced. Again, this is an album full of really catchy, foot-shifting tunes. There are some mellow moments, but there are the highs as well, which Caribou has never really done. Now, this is full... I could DJ, because I do work as a DJ sometimes. I could definitely... There are 4 tracks here which will go down a storm on the dance floor. And I can't say that for a Caribou album. Now I can. So that's my number 1. Are there any you've listened to? Do you agree with me? Are there others? Obviously, they're the ones I had to leave out. I didn't think Tame Impala's album was that bad, as people made it out to be. That's for starters. I really like the Dreamwife one. Oh, there were some more. There's one, Ella Minus. I really enjoyed that. That was fun. There was another one I enjoyed. The Laura Marling one I thought was pretty good too. One of her best. There's only room for 10. So, thanks a lot. And that's my last 2020 list. So there'll probably be another video on... Should there be one on Saturday? There could be. Maybe in 2 weeks' time. Okay, bye.